What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of Road to Raids. So starting off this video, we're continuing on again from last week where I'm doing some mining here, and it's not the most efficient place, but I kind of needed the topaz gems because every now and then I need some burning amulets to get into the wildy nice and quickly. So I thought, why not get 81 mining, mining some gems and get the topazes in, and a lot of other gems that will go towards the crafting grind for the future. Also, I was in a raid with one of my friends, and they had, like 89 mining or whatever, and it gave a requirement of 81 mining to do the little shortcuts in the raids. So, that immediately gave me a little bit of a kind of focus to just get that one more mining level. And I started here with only about half the level to go, so it wasn't too crazy. But in a second, I'll show you kind of what we accrued from doing this. But this video might be slightly longer. There's quite a lot that happens, even though there's not like a huge deal of varying content. It's been quite an exciting week, even though I've also still been rather busy. So yeah, just to give you guys a heads up as well, I have started a new job now. So like I said in the previous couple of videos, the format might be changing. Hopefully I will still be able to put up one video a week. If not, it might be once every 2 weeks. There's also a chance that maybe there's 81 mining, that maybe I will have to change the day that I put up videos. So maybe I can't make the videos on Saturday anymore, and I'll have to make them, on Tuesday and upload them on Wednesday. We'll see going forwards, but that's something that will work out. At the moment, I'm going to try and stick to Sunday releases and following the same format of one video a week. So let's move on, shall we? Right, so time to check out the gem situation, and we'll just withdraw them all here. Now, admittedly, the sapphires, emeralds, rubies, and I don't think any of the diamonds actually have come from raids. So there's a few of them, possibly about 200 to 400 sapphires, and I think about 200, no, maybe about 120 rubies. It's hard to remember now, and a couple of 100 emeralds from raids. But we'll give them a quick price check. So there's just over 1,000 sapphires, just a mil, and then the emeralds nearly 400k, rubies are nearly 730k, diamonds nearly 600k, and then these opals, jades are really cheap. They're about 250k between them, and then the topaz. Look at the price of them. That wasn't even that long mining, so that could be quite a good low-level moneymaker. That's an interesting one. That's quite a lot of money for, just topaz, thanks to the burning amulet. So, yeah, and I think some of the Slayer braces as well, they're probably quite, needed for this as well. So anyway, I got cutting these because I need to save bank space, so I cut all the gems, and we're going to see how much XP I got. But I started with like 440k till level, and yeah, we'll see what we get later. But anyway, here's an Olm raid, here's Olm in a raid. And this is my 50th raid, so we're kind of rounding off the number, and it's just 3 of us. And yeah, it was not too bad a raid. I was boosted down there like an idiot at the end. I should have restored. But yeah, decent amount of points. We got 500 death runes and 112 irits, so, as always, can't complain at all. I think that's like 15k Herbler XP or something like that, so, it really does add up quite quickly. Even though raids take a little while and stuff like that, but, this is better than going and killing, aberrant spectres for hours. Well, it's not necessarily more efficient herbs-wise, but it's definitely more fun, and there's a chance of getting, some sick equipment. So, yeah. Next up, we've got our 51st raid, and we're getting into a slightly bigger group here, which was kind of fun, and we see a dexterous prayer scroll. So God RNG got that, and kind of living up to his name there. That would have been very, very nice, because that would bring, like, if I had Dexterous Prayer Scroll and used the Rigor Prayer, and I got a Dark Relic as well, so that's just basically just shy of 13k Herbler XP there. But yeah, if I had Rigor, my points would go way, way higher. It's the main thing holding me back points-wise. My range is so ineffective compared to other people with Rigor. So that is the main goal, and also it was, it would have been great for Raids 2 when that comes out. I don't know how viable it is for me to think that I might be able to attempt Raids 2. Anyway, on to the next raid, and this raid we've joined, so one of my friends, DIY Mary J there, with the Inferno cape that he recently got, which I'm incredibly jealous about, and a massive congratulations to him. He has some friends that were doing a big raid here, And what they had done, I just got KO'd, so I'm really disappointed about that. I got wrecked. My prayer was down. Everything went wrong. But one of the guys scouted out a raid with 2 tightropes in it. And it was a very big raid with lots of bosses. And as you can see, lots of points. So there's my main is somewhere in there. There's a couple of alts there, so Enemo, Acid, and Cody. And my main somewhere off in the background, or maybe down here. Here he is with his Calphite Princess pet. But yeah, so we had 4 alts and then 12 people, I believe, or something like that. And it was a big raid, you know. So it was a bit chaotic, and Olm's max hit got higher, and that's why I got wrecked, like, without realising quite what was going on. But we go back in, and I lost 6k points, which is a bit painful. So this raid did contain 2 deaths, and yeah, one of them was mine. A bit disappointing. So let's see if we manage to get anything. Fingers crossed. But it's actually whilst we're waiting for Olm to go down, this was actually a lot of fun, as hectic as it was, and like, you know, Olm's kind of parameters have changed in terms of the damage he does, and like running the head in this situation is incredibly difficult because, you know, there's just numbers of people having to spread everywhere because of the falling rocks, so you can't really mitigate as much damage here. But it was really fun, and you can see how quickly Olm dies. You know, I'm just talking a little bit of rubbish, and he's already kind of lost 80% of his health. So huge team raids are actually very effective points-wise, and, you know, it does mean that items are going to be more kind of more common. Sadly, not for us this time, though. So with 2 deaths in the raid, and me finishing on 13k points, but total of 326k points, we get our 4th Torn Prayer Scroll. So yeah, it's an item, and thank you for that CC. I think it was Ultimate Iron Man Panda's CC actually. I think that's who we were raiding with, and yeah, not him specifically, but people in his Iron Man CC. And yeah, we did all right. But anyway, so now that we'd finished those raids, everyone was done, and it was back to cutting my gems. So we're just going to finish off the diamonds here, and I checked the XP. And cutting all those gems got me about 220k XP, so we're, you know, a bit over halfway from 90 to 91. So that's always good progress. Right, so as you can see, we've got lots of cut gems stocked up. That's a very nice sight to see. And this tab in the bank is worth 107 mil, according to Runelight, which is kind of astonishing, really. I can't remember, like, even on my main, the last time I like spent 107 mil on a skill, so... yeah, you know, it's going great. So anyway, we're at this Vorkath task, which again I started last week, and I've found it really hard to find time to kind of sit down and do 50 kills at a time or whatever. You know, previously when I was off work, I could do a Vorkath task in like a day or 2. You know, it's been really challenging to fit this in, and I was desperate to finish this for you and for me, really, because I wanted to move ahead with Slayer, because, you know, boss tasks are great, but your Slayer XP plummets, especially if you can only do a few kills of the boss and then have to go back and so on. But anyway, we got an elite. I had a medium and a hard clue in the bank already, so I thought it was a good break, and it'll be a nice little bit of content. And there goes Focus. He's just trying to get his Ellie. But yeah, so the medium, it's all alchables. It's like, what, 10k? Yeah, 10k of alchables. And then again, pretty much the same for the hard, about 30k. And then the elite is about 180k. Again, alchables. Nothing particularly interesting. But then let's go back to Vorkath. So I'm obviously hoping that I can get both of the DFSs from Vorkath. You know, that's kind of why I'm definitely going to do every Blue Dragon task at Vorkath now, to get the full DFS kit. But we did get, I think, like our 13th Vorkath head just there. It's I still like them. You know, they're kind of cool. Some D-legs. D-legs are one of those things that are like, they're always just like a nostalgia boost. You know, it always takes me back to those days where like people were always majoring steel dragons and stuff like that. There's Foe again, trying to get these D-legs to make bank, you know, when they were like 750k or whatever. So that feeling has never really left. That's why D-legs stay in the video, unfortunately for you guys. But yeah, they are stacking up quite nicely. I think I'm at to like 11 or 12 at the moment, which means, you know, nearly 1.3 mil in D-legs. And then we've got another Vorkath kill here, and I can't really remember exactly what drop this is going to be, So let's see. Oh, yep, there's a Dragon Plate skirt and another elite. Death runes, they're always great. We've got over like 37,000 death runes again, even though I've been using lots for raids. And yeah, they're kind of, you know, you always think you're going to be spending your bank on death runes, but yeah, it's kind of sustainable. But anyway, that elite yielded us about 250k. Nothing too exciting again. I've had very, very few elite uniques, you know, in nearly 30 elites. I think I've had 2 or 3. I don't know kind of what you would expect to get in that kind of number of elites, but yeah, it's a bit disappointing. But here we go. We got a dragon spear, and if you saw last week's video, you saw how much effort and time I put into getting a dragon spear for a clue scroll, for an elite clue scroll. And yeah, I could have just come here and finished my Vorkath task instead of spending 2 days. So I got an elite at Vorkath, then went and spent 2 days at Gorax trying to get a dragon spear. And then yeah, I come back to Vorkath after managing that elite, and yeah, like soon after there's a dragon spear, so that was fun. But anyway, with 10 kills left to go on the task, there's dragon plate legs again. Always good for the bank. I won't alch these, you know, it's all these dragon items I'm really going to try not to alch. So once I'm like maxed, maybe, I know, you know, I might get maxed one day. But there's another dragon plate skirt. Yeah, because when I first started this series, I wasn't even sure if I was going to play this account beyond like raiding, you know. I would just leave it as kind of a non-maxed main. But yeah, this is my main, as I've said before. But anyway, the Vorkath task is over, and all the hides are definitely from this task. So we'll put them in first, and that's 3.4k. Those dragon stones also definitely from this task. All those dragon bolts are from this task as well, so that's 2.7 mil. And these tips, I think about like 150-ish of these, yeah. So I think that's roughly what I got from this task. And then for the dragon dart tips, it was really not that many. I think, what did I put in, like 100? That sounds about right for the task. And then dragon arrow tips are even rarer, and I think I got about 100 of those as well. So as a rough guesstimate. And then the onyx bolt tips, they were all from the elites that came from this Vorkath task and from Vorkath. So that is actually accurate. That's another mil in tips. And then the bones, obviously it was just over 150 kills-ish. So there's 300 of those Vorkath bones. It was a very, very lucrative task there. So that was 11 mil without any of the dragon plate legs and the cash that dropped and the runes and stuff like that. But anyway, new task, and we got black demons again for the first time in ages. And you can see my kill count there is nearly 2k. These 218 are going to put me over 2k. And so this is a good opportunity to try out Runelight's feature at these demonic gorillas. So you can see above its prayer, it has these symbols that Runelight are putting in. And a lot of people are calling these OP. It's actually not. Like, if you ask me, because I've spent a lot of time, as you can tell, killing demonic gorillas without this. This is the first time I've ever tried this. If you are looking at the game and thinking about the game, this is giving you no benefit. It's actually slightly more confusing because, you know, you might get them muddled up with the prayers, which I was having at first. But you do get used to it. But it's no more powerful than being able to see, you know, if you are counting and paying attention to the hits, you see here, so it's done its third hit of the other attack. And so now it was going to decide what it did. So it showed me the 2 options. Now, when I'm doing this, oh, there's the Zenite Shard. I forgot that was coming so soon. Yeah, the Zenite Shard. That's our 4th Zenite Shard. We are technically done with these guys. However, they are such good loot. I will continue to do them. They're amazing for the bank in terms of alcohols. They're amazing for seeds. They're amazing for Zenites. I want to have extras in the bank, you know, for like spare rings and things like that. But yeah, so I really think that this Runelight feature isn't as OP as everyone thinks. I think it's just the people that don't actually focus who are thinking it's OP, because they can just kind of check what's coming. But you see here, I can still take damage here. It's not saving me from taking damage from any, you know, if I was paying attention. It's about the same. However, saying that, I do lapse focus during these trips, and so my trips are normally about 25 kills or so when I'm like focusing kind of quite hard but not full capacity. That being said, this trip went on for, I believe, 35 kills or so. It was the best trip I think I've ever done, and that is largely because of stats and gear being better than I've ever had before, but also because Runelight was helping me when I was looking away from the screen. I could check and quickly changed to what I needed to check. So anyway, as I got that Zenite shard, I need to get my crafting XP up. And honestly, I really, really hate charters. And I know it's efficient and it's like 78k XP an hour, but boo, it's boring. Like, forget it, you know. I will avoid it as long as I can. And I have a lot of like random crafting XP in the bank. As you can see here, I've got lots of crystal keys, 70 plus there. So I'm going to open all those dragon stones at the chest and see what I get. And then, yeah, once I've got those, I will make all those dragon stones into glories, just for kind of, I don't know, looking rich kind of factor. I don't need glories, I don't use them, they're all in the house. You know, I really never use like games necklace glories, ring of jewelings anymore, because I just go from the house. That might not be the fastest method for most things, because obviously teleporting into the house takes quite a few seconds, but, you know, I really don't care. It's fun like this, so yeah. Obviously opening these chests can give you some really nice items. So you saw there I got rune bars twice, and I'm going to change my teleport options to teleport outside of the house so that it's a bit quicker and I save that loading time whilst I'm doing this. But yeah, so we got 2 times the rune bars drops there, which is really valuable. So if you were doing this as a moneymaker, opening these keys, you'd be hoping for the rune bars and also the very rare chance of getting rune legs. Oh my god, there was a dragon impling there. How did I not see that? I just ran away. No way. Oh my god, guys, I didn't see that when I was playing the game. That's like 500,000 gone. I mean, obviously when I open it up it wouldn't be 500,000, but oh, I'm so gutted. That could have been more content. What the hell? I let you guys down, I'm sorry. But yeah, so this can be a good money maker. If you buy the key halves cheap and then you put them together when you run there, depending on the prices at the time, you can make quite a lot of money. Unfortunately, glory prices and dragonstone prices have dropped quite significantly, so the margins are a bit smaller. But if you're really patient buying the key halves, you can make bank. So anyway, I opened up those 73 crystal keys there, got all the uncut dragonstones, and we're going to cut them, get whatever XP we can. And this was like... this was quite a lot of XP per hour. I think it would have only taken me, I say only, it would have taken me nearly 2k dragonstones to level up, but I think it would have been like 300 and something k XP an hour, or roughly there. It's quite good. But obviously I don't have that many. And now here we are, we're just stringing the amulets that I've made. Again, that was quite good XP. So it was 137 to cut them, and then it was about 150 to make the gold, the amulet, basically. And then, like, it's obviously pitiful XP to string them. But next I'm going to enchant them, and then have loads of glories that I will never use. But, you know, they kind of look cool. So yeah, let's do that. I always forget where I put stuff, but there we go. So there's 182 glories. And we're just going to enchant them, and I'm just trying to keep the bank manageable as always. You can see there I've only got 1 free space, so yeah, that will soon become 2 once I've enchanted all of these. So we'll get on with that now. So now that I've strung them all, I need to enchant all my glories, obviously. So I've got to take them to the Warriors Guild. I'm not going to run them into the wilderness to try and get an eternal glory, because the fact of the matter is I just don't use a glory, so I don't think I'd use an eternal glory. Also, I don't really want to risk losing any, so I'd be doing like 4 at a time if I was running the wilderness, and that's going to take forever, and I kind of just need to get on with grinding the crafting skills. So yeah, as I'm halfway to 91, I just did it this quick way, and also an eternal glory might mean that I use up more bank space, and it's really not helpful. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll just get these charged with 4 charges, and they'll be there and they'll never get used, you know, apart from like some very strange occasion. So these are the last ones. But yeah, so for this Zenite, I need to actually get to 93 crafting so that I can boost to 98 to make the tormented, no, sorry, not the tormented, the Amulet of Torture. And that will be my final Zenite jewelry piece, which will mean that, you know, I've pretty much got best in slot of everything except for still needing a Berserker ring. That's really annoying. So as soon as I get a Dagonoth King task, I will be doing that, you know, obviously with the hopes of getting a ring. But yeah, I need to worry about Slayer XP, so yeah, I won't be like camping them without a task, basically. And they're less fun like that because you can't do as much damage. So yeah, it's time for me to grind crafting, and I've got a lot of grinding to do, but I also have quite a lot of random crafting XP in the bank. So as you can see there, all the gems, and there's 40k near enough gold bars there. So I'm going to be making all my sapphires into sapphire rings, which I eventually will enchant into rings of recoil, obviously, and they'll just be useful for like Zora till the end of days, basically, because I'll have tens of thousands of recoil charges. And then once I've run out of sapphires, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the emeralds, because I don't really need dueling rings because of the house. So I might just make them into braces, but then the rubies and the diamonds I will actually be making into bolt tips, I believe, because there's not much else that I really need them for, and you're always going to need lots and lots of ammo, so they will be handy as bolt tips, I believe. And I can't actually remember whether that's crafting XP or fletching XP, but I do believe it's crafting XP. So as you can see here, making these rings is quite low XP. And the same with when I run out of all these gems, I'm just going to start crafting gold bars. And I know that sounds like the craziest thing, but I'm just going to make braces, 40k braces, nearly enough. And just see how close to 93 that gets me. I believe at least it should hit me like 92 crafting, I believe, but I haven't double checked that in quite some time. The other thing you might have just spotted there is I have 42,000 flax, which if I use the lunar spell on is about 70k XP an hour of crafting XP. I don't know how much total XP 40k flax is going to be, because I don't know how many used per hour casting the spin flax spell, but you know, obviously in the next video we'll see that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video as always. If you did like it, please feel free to subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to give it a thumbs up, please do. As always, if you want to give me a thumbs down, please do, but let me know why. I will always take constructive criticism, and I got some quite useful constructive criticism from some of the guys in the clan chat this week, so that was helpful. Thank you guys. And I also just wanted to thank you for your support. It has been amazing, to see so many subscribers coming in, and yeah, it's really nice actually. So yeah, as always, just thank you guys, and I really do hope you enjoyed the video. So take it easy, have a good one, and I'll see you on RuneScape. Peace.